can you talk to us a little bit about goal setting and how you do that effectively?
Yeah, it's really interesting that you said there about where you want to be in a number of years. Stephen Covey Sr. used to always talk about start with the end in mind. And as a business leader, I'm absolutely focused on where we want to take the business and where we want to be in 5 years' time. And everything we do is centered on that. Now, I'm fortunate in having an outstanding chairman who keeps saying, is that getting us where we want to go? So goal setting, start with the end in mind. Goal setting, be really clear and rigorous and write them down. But from a practical point of view, I think sales goal setting and sales targeting needs to change in the world that we're operating in. Good old days on sales goal setting broadly was stick the finger in the air, which way the wind is blowing. Okay, winds in our favor. Okay, add 10% to last year. Winds against us, add 10% to last year. Winds not doing anything, add 10% to last year. We can't do that at the moment. So my thinking is we've adopted what we call the crosshairs approach to target setting. It's like the crosshairs of a target rifle, and you need 4 things in place. Of course, you need top down. So what do you want to achieve as a business to achieve your commercial goals? Or if you're working in an organization led by others, being really clear about what the business requires of you and your team. And you can't get away from that. It would be naive to say you don't need top down, but top down won't do it. So at the other end of that vertical crosshair is bottom up. What do your salespeople say and believe is doable? And perhaps more importantly, in the current very changing market, is analyze your market. What are the trends in your sectors? And take a view on what's happening in those sectors. And if you're looking after strategic accounts, do this on an account by account basis and figure out what growth is going to come from those key accounts. Now, for many organizations, the 80-20 rule doesn't just apply. It's usually a 50-10 rule. So 10% of your clients will be generating 50% of your revenue. So if you can identify your top 10% and say each one, what are they likely to deliver, you'll probably have a clear picture on your 50% of your income. If you then want to extend it out to the next 10%, you'll get another 30% of your income on top. You've covered 80% analytics. So top down and bottom up is your vertical crosshair. Your horizontal crosshair is, on the one hand, what's your sales capacity? And we'll reference sales activity in a minute, but get a clear view of what is doable. And you may well be able to lift that activity, but you need to know how much selling time your people have got. On the other hand, you need to know what their conversion ratio is. So it's fine to know that my people can make 10 sales visits in a week or 20 or whatever it might be, but how effective are they and what will they be able to convert that into, and what's the time lag going to be? So when you put those 4 things together, top down, bottom up, sales activity levels and sales effectiveness, you'll then be able to come up with a very clear goal. And don't, please, be profoundly stupid by adding a fudge factor. So what happens is, I, as a salesman, give you my figure. You think, oh, I've got to add 10% to that. Your boss adds 10% to that, gets to the FD, she adds 10% of that, and it goes to the board and it's had another 10%. And I'm left with a sales quota or target that is completely absurd because everyone's added a 10% fudge factor to it.
I think that's really interesting, and I've seen that happen so many times. Just talking the 80-20, the 50-10 rule, that works through sales a full sales and marketing strategy, doesn't it? So some of the stuff we do is analyzing your top 10 or top 20% income generators to develop the profile and the prospect target that you want to ultimately turn into your new business.